A journey through London and its communities. London is one of the most famous cities in the world. Every year, millions of people visit this great city to see its history, culture, universities, and famous landmarks. However, London is much more than its well-known buildings and busy streets. It is a place made up of many boroughs, local councils, colleges, universities, towns, and villages. Together, these communities create the unique character of London and the surrounding counties. One sunny morning, a young student named David arrived in London for the first time. He came from another country to study English and learn more about British culture. As his train entered the city, he looked out of the window with excitement. He saw tall buildings, old churches, busy roads, and people from many different backgrounds. "I cannot believe I am finally here," David said quietly to himself. His teacher, Mrs. Brown, was waiting for him at the station. She smiled warmly and welcomed him. "Welcome to London, David," she said. "This city has many stories to tell. During your stay, you will learn not only about London, but also about the towns, villages, councils, colleges, and counties that help make this region special." David felt curious and eager to begin his journey. Understanding London. Mrs. Brown first explained that London is the capital city of the United Kingdom and the largest city in England. It is an important centre for business, education, government, and culture. "Many people think London is only one city," she explained. "But it is actually divided into different boroughs. Each borough has its own local government and community." David listened carefully. The city contains famous boroughs such as Westminster, Camden, Greenwich, Kensington, and Chelsea, and many others. Each borough has its own history and character. For example, Westminster is known for important government buildings and royal landmarks. Camden is famous for music, markets, and creativity. Greenwich is known for its maritime history and beautiful parks. As they walked through the city, David noticed how different each area felt. Some streets were modern and busy, while others were quiet and historic. "It feels like many small towns inside one large city," he said. Mrs. Brown smiled. "That is exactly what many people say about London." The role of boroughs. Over the next few weeks, David learned more about London's boroughs. One day, he visited a community centre where local residents were discussing plans for a new park. The meeting was organised by the Borough Council. A local woman explained, "The council helps manage local services such as libraries, parks, waste collection, roads, and community programs." David realised that local government plays an important role in everyday life. Another resident added, "People sometimes only notice the council when there is a problem. However, councils work every day to improve our communities." The discussion showed David how local democracy works. Citizens could share opinions, ask questions, and help shape decisions. He felt impressed by the strong sense of community. Local councils and their importance. Later, Mrs. Brown explained more about local councils. "Every borough has a local council," she said. "Councils help provide services that people need. They support schools, maintain parks, organise local events, and care for public spaces." David remembered the clean parks and well-maintained streets he had seen. "It sounds like a difficult job," he said. "It is," Mrs. Brown replied. "Councils must balance budgets, listen to residents, and plan for the future." David began to understand how much work happens behind the scenes to keep a city running smoothly. The Universities of London. One of David's biggest interests was education. Therefore, Mrs. Brown took him to visit some of London's famous universities. Their first stop was the University of London. The large institution includes several colleges and has educated students from around the world. As David walked across the campus, he felt inspired. Students were studying in libraries, discussing ideas in classrooms, and sharing experiences from different cultures. "This place feels alive with knowledge," David said. Mrs. Brown nodded. Education brings people together. Universities help students develop skills, build friendships, and prepare for their future careers. They also visited King's College London, University College London, and other respected institutions. At each university, David saw students working hard to achieve their dreams. Some wanted to become doctors, others hoped to become engineers, teachers, scientists, or business leaders. David realized that education creates opportunities not only for individuals, but also for society, colleges, and lifelong learning. London is also home to many colleges. Mrs. Brown explained that colleges offer different types of education. Some focus on academic studies, while others provide practical training and professional skills. One afternoon, David visited a local college. He met students learning construction, information technology, healthcare, and business management. A teacher explained, "Education does not stop at school. People of all ages can continue learning." David spoke with an adult student who had returned to education after many years. "I wanted a new career," the student said. "Studying here has given me confidence." David admired the student's determination. The visit taught him that learning can continue throughout life. Exploring the counties around London. As the months passed, David became interested in the areas surrounding London. Mrs. Brown organized several weekend trips. "The counties around London are important parts of England," she explained. "Many people live in these areas and travel to London for work or study." Their first visit was to Kent. David admired the green countryside, historic buildings, and peaceful villages. "It feels very different from central London," he said. "England has many different landscapes," Mrs. Brown replied. The next weekend, they travelled to Surrey. There, they found beautiful woodlands, quiet roads, and welcoming communities. David enjoyed walking through nature and speaking with local residents. Each county had its own traditions and identity. Life in English villages. One of David's favorite experiences was visiting small villages. In one village, he saw a traditional church, a village green, and a local shop. Children were playing outside, while older residents chatted on benches. The atmosphere felt peaceful. An elderly man greeted David warmly. "Welcome to our village," he said. "Thank you," David replied. The man explained how villagers often support one another. "When someone needs help, people usually come together," he said. David appreciated the strong community spirit. Although villages were smaller than cities, they offered friendship, safety, and a close connection to nature. Visiting historic towns. David also explored many towns near London. Each town had its own story. Some were famous for their markets. Others were known for historic buildings or cultural festivals. In one town, David visited a centuries-old market square. People were buying fresh food, flowers, and handmade products. The market was full of color and energy. A shopkeeper told him, Markets have been part of our town for generations. David enjoyed hearing local stories. He realized that towns help preserve traditions while also adapting to modern life. Community life. One thing David noticed everywhere was the importance of community. Whether he was in a London borough, a town, or a village, people cared about their local area. He attended festivals, community meetings, and charity events. At one event, volunteers collected donations for local families. At another, residents planted flowers in a public garden. David felt inspired by their kindness. "Why do you spend so much time helping others?" he asked one volunteer. The woman smiled. "Because strong communities are built by people who care." Her answer stayed with David for a long time. Diversity and inclusion. London is famous for its diversity. People from many countries, cultures, and religions live together. David met individuals from Europe, Asia, Africa, the Americas, and many other regions. He enjoyed learning about different traditions and customs. One evening, he attended an international cultural festival. There was music, food, dance, and art from around the world. The event showed how diversity can enrich society. Mrs. Brown explained, "London's strength comes from its people. Different cultures bring new ideas and experiences." David agreed. He believed that understanding different cultures helps create a more peaceful world. Challenges and opportunities. Like every large city, London faces challenges. Housing, transportation, environmental protection, and public services require careful planning. Local councils, businesses, universities, and residents work together to address these issues. David attended a public discussion about environmental sustainability. Experts spoke about reducing pollution and protecting green spaces. Students shared ideas about renewable energy and recycling. David felt hopeful. Even though challenges existed, many people were working hard to create positive change. A visit to Westminster. Near the end of his stay, David visited Westminster. He saw famous landmarks and learned about the British political system. Standing near historic buildings, he reflected on everything he had learned. London was not simply a collection of roads and buildings. It was a living community made up of people, institutions, and local governments. The boroughs, councils, universities, colleges, towns, and villages all played important roles. Each contributed something valuable. Looking back. As the year came to an end, David prepared to return home. He felt emotional as he packed his bags. London had become more than a place to study. It had become a place of memories, friendships, and personal growth. Mrs. Brown met him one last time before his departure. "What was the most important thing you learned?" she asked. David thought carefully. "I learned that a city is not only buildings and streets," he said. "A city is people. The boroughs, councils, universities, colleges, towns, and villages are important because they bring people together." Mrs. Brown smiled proudly. "That is a wonderful lesson." David looked around at the city one final time. He remembered the busy streets of London, the peaceful villages, the historic towns, the welcoming colleges, and the inspiring universities. He remembered the local councils working for their communities, and the residents helping one another. Most importantly, he remembered the people. Their kindness, knowledge, and community spirit had left a lasting impression on him. As his train departed, David felt grateful. He knew that London and its surrounding counties would always remain special in his heart. The journey had taught him about history, education, government, and culture. It had also taught him something even more valuable: that strong communities are built through cooperation, respect, learning, and kindness. And as the city slowly disappeared from view, David smiled. He knew that one day he would return to London, not as a visitor, but as a friend of the city and its people.